Today we're in DeKalb, Texas, to pay respects to a man who set a record in Bowie County when he was born on December 10th, 1928. And he went on to accomplish a lot in a short life. We're going to look at and pay respects to Mr. Dan Blocker. Hoss Cartwright on the Bonanza TV series. Ramblin' Ted here at Woodmen Cemetery in DeKalb, Texas. Dan was born December 10th, 1928, and he set a record in Bowie County that still stands as the largest baby ever born in this county. I'm walking along and there's a pack of Uno cards down here. Not real sure why. So Dan was born here in DeKalb and lived here as a child. As a teenager, he moved down south, got into football, was a football star. He was an abnormally large guy. Which I can kind of relate to. I'm pretty tall, but I'm no Dan Blocker, that's for sure. After that, he was drafted into the Korean War. Received a Purple Heart. A couple of Distinguished Service Awards, I think. Pretty much everything this guy did in his life was big. And he had a pretty big heart. He, from what everybody has said about him, when he was young, when he was an actor in Hollywood and everywhere, he was just as kind and outgoing and nice as he seemed on TV. Now he was on a show. He was on several small shows and movie parts in Hollywood after he moved to Hollywood. But in the late 50s, he got a shot at a part that he would have for quite a while. Or early 60s, I guess. On a show called Bonanza. I think it was called Bonanza when it started. It may have been called Ponderosa when it started, and then this name changed to Bonanza. But he played Hoss Cartwright. And Hoss was the reason most of us watched that show. He was definitely well loved and definitely one of the best characters on that show by far. There's Paula and Lisa walking around. They're a pretty doggy. Dan went on to be quite a businessman during his days on the show Bonanza, and opened up what were originally called, or he was part owner, I don't think he was a full owner, but opened up what were originally called the Bonanza Steakhouses, and then I think they switched their names later on to the Ponderosa Steakhouses. So he was a businessman, he was a humanitarian, he was involved in a lot of charity work, and he was honestly as big-hearted as he was a big guy. And I always liked him. A lot of us watched that show. As a matter of fact, the show Bonanza that he was on, he passed away before the last season. He wasn't in the last season of the show. And the last season of that show is the least requested by syndication and by news outlets. He made that show what it was, and without him, there was no heart anymore. Now, it was the first time they ever dealt with the death of a major character on a television series, and they never did say in the original series what took Hoss out. But later on, they did a Return to Bonanza type series that lasted a while, and on that, they said that he died trying to save a man who was drowning, and he drowned himself, which is a fitting end to the character of Hoss, who was always looking out for other people and always willing to save people and help wherever he could. So anyway, not going to be a long video today. I've always wanted to come out here. I've never been here. I've lived in Bowie County for 35 years. But I just kind of wanted to come today and pay respects to a guy that I just really liked in my childhood. And whenever he showed up on screen in anything, any TV show, he just lit it up, you know. He would light up the whole show. So I'm going to head over and let y'all see his grave and pay some respects to Mr. Dan Blocker, Mr. Hoss, Big Hoss Cartwright. In 1972, at the age of 48, Dan Blocker went in for a pretty routine surgery. I think it was nothing major. It was a pretty routine, normal surgery. But he apparently, while recovering at home from the surgery, he had some blood clots develop and died of, I believe, a pulmonary embolism at the age of 48. I think it was 47 or 48, which is a little personal, because same age my dad was when he passed away. And I remember as a kid, I thought 48 was pretty old. 48's a young man, you know. I'm 54 now, and I don't feel old. I might look a little old, but I don't feel old at all. And 48 is just not enough years on this planet. But Dan Blocker got a lot done in 48 years. He was a pretty major star. He accomplished some things. He went to the Korean War, was wounded in action, helped out a lot of charities, did a lot of charity work. He was a humanitarian, and he had a family. He got married before his fame. He got married in the 50s and was still married at the time of his death. It was just from what I understand and people that I've met that are family of his and that knew him, he was just an all-around good guy. And you know, they say only the good die young, and maybe that's true. Here we go. Final resting place of Dan D. Blocker. Hoss Cartwright. May 13th, 1972. Been gone a long time, but brought a lot of us happy memories. I still watch Bonanza sometimes, and the old Ponderosa Ranch, and honestly, I'm just like everybody else. But it's not an episode that Hoss is in. It just doesn't seem as good to me, you know. Anyway, see people still come up here and leave little memorials to him. He's buried right here with the rest of his family, with his mom and dad. Dan has a brother named Dirk Blocker, who is still acting, I believe, still making movies and TV shows. Anyway, thank you, Dan. Thank you for all the good memories, all the good TV shows, and all the times I was a kid and we'd play Cowboys and Indians, and we'd fight over who got to play Hoss Cartwright. Oh, she's gonna get me. Oh. Ah, silly dog. She's trying to get me. Oh. Look at those blue eyes.
I know. Oh, okay, alright.
It's okay, Paula. You're pretty. Yeah. Paula's first time seeing horses, I think.
You're allergic.
Be all right. So sweet. You're so sweet. Bye-bye. Bye, horse. Bye. See you later. All right, that's going to do it. Short little trip to Woodmen Cemetery in DeKalb, Texas, heart of Bowie County, to pay respects to Mr. Dan Blocker, Mr. Hoss Cartwright. If you get a chance, come on out this way. It's just a short little drive, and DeKalb's a pretty neat little town. This is also the town where the plane crashed that killed a legendary 1950s rock and roll performer that I'll probably do a video about sometime in the future. Anyway, this is Ramblin' Ted saying be good to each other. Costs nothing to be nice. Next time.